This is Ryan Pierce, host of Completely Serious. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Sam Kirby, host of Cinema Stories here on Public House Media. Thank you for tuning into the following broadcast here on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Cinema Stories, where we talk about movie and TV news and reviews, and maybe, just maybe, we'll learn a little something about ourselves. If not, then maybe I made you laugh a couple of times. I don't know. New episodes air bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Thanks again for checking out the totally spectacular following broadcast here on Public House Media.
Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am seriously so excited. You guys are back again this week to hear my message, to get some content, and then to go home getting your homework done. Last week, we talked about reaching, stretching, getting outside of our comfort zone, and getting into a place of being absolutely, unbelievably courageous in all that we do. I hope you completed your homework assignment. I hope that you reached and went outside your comfort zone and did something that scared you every single day. Guys, this motivational podcast is here to provide you with the hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to empower and inspire you to live out your wildest dreams and grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. So today, I am ready, getting excited and passionate to deliver a simple message. You are not broken. Guys, that is a message that sat so deep in my heart for such a long time. As I was going through so many things in my life, 2017 was like a whirlwind. I was graduating or on my way to graduating with my doctorate. I was working every single day, Monday through Sunday. Yes, you heard me right, Monday through Sunday. I didn't have a single day off for a stretch of time that was like 8 months. And I was going through a very tough situation in life. I was going through a divorce. And so often when you go through these incredible life changes, the most overwhelming thing that comes back is that you're broken, that you aren't fixable, that you were the problem, that something you did caused this situation to come about. But guys, so many times we sit there and we beat each other up. We beat ourselves up. We say that we did the wrong thing when really we have to take a second and just reflect and realize that situations happen, things happen, and as long as you can say at the end of the day, you did everything in your power to make a dream come true, to reach a goal, to hit an aspiration, to hit a dream, whatever the situation is, then you have to be willing to say, okay, it is what it is. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to move on. So that's what happened. I sat there and I took it and I was like, okay, let's go. Let's move forward. I did everything I could. There was nothing to fix. There was no situation that I could have changed. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, there was a powerful feeling that kind of just sat with me. And it was, man, Mariah, you're broken. Everyone leaves. Everyone, abandons you. And it's this like overwhelming feeling of like, I'm just not ever going to be enough no matter how hard I try. And then it brought me back to you're broken. You need fixing. You're the problem. And I think I remember hearing that so many times. in that relationship where it was like, you're the problem. Nobody wants to be with you. You're the issue. I don't ever do anything wrong. And like, you hear that over and over. I remember hearing that as a child. I remember hearing that growing up, that I was a complete and utter mistake. I shouldn't have ever been here. And when you sit there and you hold on to those things in life moments, you reflect on every single word that was ever said. And, I love the 5 love languages, and I talk about words of affirmation is my love language, words of affirmation and physical touch. So when you take somebody who really strives on words of affirmation, words hurt. And regardless of, sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never hurt me, that saying, I feel like is complete BS. Words matter. Do you know that in a span, and yes, I'm going pediatrician on you, do you know in the span of 5 years, from 0 to 5 years old, a child will hear no 11,000 times? That is crazy to me. You hear no more than you hear yes. You hear what you can't do versus what you can do. So words make an impact. So as I grew up, as I went through my childhood, as I overcame certain situations in my life, I would hear all of these words. I would get torn down. I would tear apart. And honestly, for me, now that I reflect in it, I'm so glad that I had those people saying those hurtful things, those you can't do this, you can't accomplish this, you're not good enough, you were a mistake, I wish you were never born, you're the worst wife ever. All of these situations made me a better person because it caused me to reflect on something very simple, that I am not somehow defective. I am not needing fixing. There's always ways that you can learn and change and grow from a situation, but it's not something where you have to beat yourself down, tear your character apart because somebody else used words to hurt you. I'm here to give you this message. It doesn't matter what they said. It doesn't matter what words they used. People are people. We are flawed, all of us. I can't say that I have never said anything that was super hurtful to anybody. I would be lying. But this is my truth. If somebody says something to you and you know it's not true, let it go. And that was such a huge change for me, a learning curve for me, because I know who I am and I know whose I am. I know my worth, and my worth is not found in any individual person. It is found in Him. And that is the biggest gift of all. So when I say you're not broken, I mean that. I promise you that as you reflect on your time, you will see that there is a truth. And the truth is that you hold the key to your freedom because you have all the answers within you. When somebody comes at you a certain way, you can automatically just say, that's how they feel, but that's not true. That's not who I am. If somebody comes with you with bad intention, you can reflect and just be like, you know what? That wasn't a good situation. I'm going to grow and I'm going to learn from that. But that doesn't mean that you are broken. And here are a couple of things that I've learned throughout this time of growth and change in the aspect of realizing that I'm not broken and warning signs that kind of put me back in that place. And the first warning sign that I think about, that I really hold on to, is the fattest lie in the world. And it is, you cannot give anybody else that power. I was putting all of my power outside myself. My inner mean girl, people in my bad relationships, things that were outside of me, I was giving all of those people the key to my health, my happiness, and my freedom. And they had all the answers for me. And that is just the biggest lie known to man. You cannot allow anybody else to be in the driver's seat. You are in the driver's seat. You have to be committed to every single day working on yourself, working on your self-love, remembering who you are and whose you are, and channeling that inner drive to just know your worth. And I think when I made that change, that's when I started to realize I'm not broken. I'm human. I'm not damaged. I'm growing. I am loved and I am worthy and I am needed. It just so happened to be with the wrong person. That's not something that I regret. It's just something that I learned from, and it allowed me to be open to the opportunity of other incredible things. And now here I am at 26, and I've overcome graduating with my doctorate. I've overcome my childhood. I have a great relationship with my sister and my father. I have overcome, being placed in a situation where it was just a toxic, abusive environment. And now I'm in a relationship where I can be me, and I don't have to look over my shoulder and feel like, oh my gosh, am I going to get in trouble, or feel like I have to walk on eggshells. And that is such a liberating feeling, because guess what? I took back that power. Nobody has power over me, and I don't want anybody to have power over you. When you give them that power, you're putting your power outside of yourself, and you are worth more than that. So the easiest way that I can help you in that is just giving you tips and tricks to just really focus. Create a morning routine. When I talked about in the first week, writing down those 5 powerful I am statements, when I talk about reaching outside of your comfort zone and stepping into courage, those are different ways that you can really take back that power. And then the second warning sign is that you are coming from a place where you're giving other people power when you're doing something for yourself that's coming from a place of fear. Every situation, in every circumstance, we only have 2 choices. It's love or it's fear. And whether you are aware of it or not, you are constantly choosing love or fear. I promise. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning and you could do your devotional, you could sit down and journal, you could work out, and you do that because you love yourself. Or you sit there and you say, man, I ate like crap that last night. I don't feel good about myself. I'm not grateful. And things like that. You come from a place of fear. You're doing those actions. You're working out because you either love yourself or you hated yourself because of what you ate, or you're diving into PD, personal development, because you either feel like crap or you're really, really grateful and you want to dive into it every day. You choose those things every single day. But what I'm telling you is, if you come from a place of love instead of fear, set your intention every single day geared towards love, geared towards striving to be better, geared towards helping and loving other people, you will always, always, always have a sense of completion versus brokenness. Guys, set your intention on love. I always say this, and I say this proudly. You can never upset me. You can never hurt me if your intention was good. If we sit there, and this is with any friendship. It's so funny. I had a situation with a friend, a really good friend, not too long ago. And it was, if your intention is good, if you meant to come from a good place and yet I received it incorrectly, tell me your intention. I respect your intention more than I hold against what happened, if that makes sense. And that's why I'm saying I try to practice intention every single day. I go about it. I try to be intentional with my words because of how I feel about words. I try to be intentional with my actions because a lot of people receive love through actions. I try to be intentional with everything that I do, because if somebody were to come and say, this upset me, I can honestly say, man, I am so sorry. My intention was not to do that. This was my intention. Please forgive me. That is the biggest thing in the world. It is so powerful when you can forgive and be quick to ask for forgiveness. Guys, I want you to take away one of the biggest things from this podcast today, is that you have to remember that you are not broken. Remind yourself of that. I want you to remind yourself that no, you are not broken. And yes, you can do everything from a place of love. In fact, the world needs your love. It's time you stop putting the power outside of yourself and remind yourself that you are whole and you are perfect just as you are. It's that simple. You have to make the transition from fear to love. You have to be willing to step out on faith. You have to be willing to know who you are and whose you are. You are not broken because you hold the key to your freedom. And you have to do everything from a place of love. It's just that simple. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So write down your 5 powerful I am statements. Really dig deep into stepping outside of fear. You got this, soul sister, I promise. All it takes is the commitment to yourself, the commitment to reach outside of yourself to really strive. So here's your homework. I want you this week, for the entire week, set your intention for love. Set your intention to remind yourself that you are wanted, you are needed, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are more than enough. I want you to say it every single day. Set your intention to where you are striving and reaching outside of your comfort zone. But then set the intention to remind yourself that your past doesn't dictate your future. That your mess is now your message, and that your story matters, and that does not ever include you being broken, that you need to be fixed. Because, sister, there's nothing wrong with you. You grow, you learn. One of the biggest takeaways from this last year is you grow through what you go through. Take that today. Grow through what you go through. That doesn't dictate whether or not you need to be fixed or not, because you're not broken. I'm going to say it again. You are not broken. All right. I'm so grateful for that you're here. Take the time, do the homework, and I will see you next time.